Alright, what's up, y'all? It's me, Broman 2.0. So look, y'all. So pretty much, y'all, right? It's like this video. If y'all know about the X-Men 98, uh, people pretty much made the comment, saying something like some, like like y'all know the new X-Men cartoon that's coming out. It's called X-Men 98 or something like that. And it's basically, I think, a continuation of like the 90 series and whatnot. It has to be, bro, because it's like it's in the same style. They have callbacks to the original show, everything, right? So pretty much, right, like X-Men 98, right? So in X-Men 98, you know, um, pretty much they y'all know like pretty much they pretty much like did their thing on the joint, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So let me just get back to what I was saying, right? So pretty much, right? Like it's this YouTuber that goes by the name. I don't really know his name, and I don't want to call him out because, like, I ain't trying to throw shade at the dude name. But pretty much, he said that it would be good for Marvel to go ahead and do like a Spider-Man 98. And y'all know the original Spider-Man 90s cartoon, right? He basically saying for them to do a next continuation of it, like how they did with the X-Men 90 series, what they have with X-Men 98. So pretty much, right, like for some odd reason, he wants them to do that, and I'm gonna tell y'all the reason as to why I do not want them to do like a Spider-Man 98. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I don't want them to do a Spider-Man 98, and the reason why is due to the fact that first point the first point of view the first reason as to why I don't want them to do Spider-Man 98, they gonna change somebody's sexuality. They gonna woke it up. And I know they ain't gonna do this to Spider-Man. I know for a fact they ain't gonna do it to Peter Parker Spider-Man because they know not to do that to Spider-Man, because if they do, people gonna hate on them. That's why they've never did it to Spider-Man, like to Peter Parker Spider-Man, because they know that if they do that, people gonna start hating on them. Why y'all think they didn't do that in the Spider-Man 2 game? They didn't want to do that to Peter Parker. They did that to all them other characters now, but they don't do it to Peter Parker or Miles Morales. Cause they knew if they did, they would have got hate. But look, right? So pretty much the first reason as to why, and sometimes usually I don't even care if like female characters be this way, but it just depends on like what female character you're doing that to. If you're doing that to Harley Quinn has always been, she's been like she's been on both sides, you know what I'm saying? She's always been on, the little lefty and the little righty. She's always been messing with Poison Ivy and messing with Joker. And she's messed with Batman before. Like they probably haven't done it in the comics, but I mean, like in the cartoon, she was messing with him. She had to be messing with him because there was one point where she actually liked the nigga, Batman. So pretty much, right? Like, yeah. So apparently, right? What they what I don't want him to do. The first reason as to why I don't want him to do this is due to the fact that they gonna change Black Cat's sexuality to try to match the sexuality that she's in the Insomniac games. They gonna go off of some junk that they later on change in the comics, and they ain't gonna keep her like how she was in the '90s show. They gonna probably try to change her to be like how she was in Insomniac Spider-Man, which is now the comic accurate Black Cat, which it wasn't even like that back in the day. Back in the day, Black Cat was straight. She was always messing with Peter Parker. She was trying to mess with him. She was trying to mess with Spider-Man slash Peter Parker. You might as well say, because she went to like the same. I think she went to like the same college as him too. Like in the '90s cartoon, I think she went to like the same college as Peter Parker. But yeah, like they gonna try to change it up and try to say that, oh nah, and there's gonna be niggas on the internet that's saying, oh nah, she was always like this. When in fact, if you go back and look in the '90s cartoon, she was trying to mess with, what was it, the dude Morbius? She was trying to mess with him. She was messing with him, like she was going out with him. Not messing with, you know what I mean, like dating him. So I mean, like if she's dating, if all she was doing was dating dudes, you know what I'm saying, through that show, then that should tell you something, that version of her was straight. You see what I'm saying? So they probably gonna try to change her up to try to match what later on the comics adapted, when they didn't even adapt that before in the comics. They later on changed her in the comics to make her gay. They later on changed in the comments to make her bisexual. And for those y'all in the comments that should talk about some, no they didn't, no they didn't. Y'all go ahead and do y'all research. Don't try to bring up that comic book where you have Black Cat laying and you got Spider-Man on one side and Mary Jane on the other. Do not try to bring up that comic, because that comic, I looked in, what I seen in the comic was nothing gay. I didn't see nothing gay in the comic. I didn't see nothing bisexual, nothing. So it's like the point that people trying to get across is that they're gonna try to bring up, they're gonna try to say, oh, she's always been like that when she hasn't been like that. Which they're gonna try to push an agenda, which that's why I don't want them to do it. That's why I don't want them to do it, because it's gonna be in line with the original 90s cartoon. It's still the same universe. What was it, in the X-Men cartoon that's coming out 98, they shrunk Rouge's butt. I mean, not Rouge, but Rogue's butt. Rogue used to have like a wagon on her, man. Like now they done took her butt away. And it's like, bro, why take that away? That's a part of her character. She's always, even in the comic books, she had that. She had like a big, you know what I'm saying, a big, behind. You know what I'm saying? So like, why take that away? And that's the same way. That's the same way what I'm talking about is like with Black Cat, is that they gonna try to change her up. And like if they were to do like a Spider-Man 98, they gonna try to change her up. That's gonna be the main reason as to why I'm not gonna want to watch it, because it's like I'm not used to her being that way. I've always been used to her being straight. Every version that I've seen of Black Cat, she's always been straight. Don't try to come in the comments and talking about some, oh, nah, it was hints of this and it was hints of that. Y'all be reading too much into stuff. Look at it for what it is and what's truly there. Don't try to look at it like for some hints and whatnot, because the hints that y'all making up don't make sense. And like I said before, the first thing is the reason why I feel like Marvel should not do it is because of the fact that, like, first of all, they gonna change up Black Cat sexuality and woke it up. Second, I want the original creator to be on this. The guy, I don't forgot his name, James. I don't know the black guy's name that made it, but the original guy that made the show, that wrote and did everything. Now Stan Lee didn't create it. He didn't create the 90s show. He was on there and he was telling him, like, you know what I'm saying? He was on supervised at the studio, but it's like he wasn't the guy that wrote the script. The guy that wrote the script was this black guy. I don't forgot his name. Let me know in the comment section down below, like, who it was, because it was a black guy that made the show. I don't forgot his name. Yeah, some of y'all gonna try to correct me saying that, oh, he might be biracial or something. It's like, bruh, all I seen it was a black guy. That's all I seen. But the black guy that created the show, right? Like, whoever, the guy that created the show, I know what he looked like. I know what he looked like because I seen interviews of him, so I know what he looked like. But it's like if somebody showed me a picture of him. But the guy that made the show, now correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's dead. The guy that created the show, the 90s cartoon show, I think he died. So it's like, that's why that's another reason as to why. Now, but if he's not dead, then you know what I'm saying, then that's good that he's not dead. Then they can get him, like if they gonna remake it, get him to do it. Get him to create it. You see what I'm saying? Like, get him to, like, you know what I'm saying, like, put his ideas what he was gonna put and put him in like that next season of the show, which is 98. Let them and make it what 98 continues off where, like, Spider-Man was going to find Mary Jane. Do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, do that. Continue it off to where, like, Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying, was going to look for Mary Jane when he went through that portal and stuff. Because remember, they canceled the show after that. They canceled the 90s show after that. So if they make a Spider-Man 98, explain as to what happened after Spider-Man went to that portal to go save Mary Jane after they canceled the original jump. Put what the guy was gonna put as them ideas of where Spider-Man was gonna go, like the scripts and stuff where it was gonna go. As a matter of fact, it's this YouTuber that made a comic strip of his own version of like a continuation of the '90s show, where like it showed where Spider-Man went to like this other dimension where it was like I think like a carnage and whatnot. He went to like this other world and stuff. Continue it off of that, not off of that comic strip that this YouTuber made, but continue off of well like when we seen in the '90s show where like Spider-Man was saying to himself, "All right, I gotta go find Mary Jane." When he went to go find Mary Jane, you know what I'm saying? They're like, what happened after that? You see what I'm saying? Like when he went to go find Mary Jane and they canceled the show, what happened after that? Show that in the Spider-Man '98 series, so we can know that like, oh, okay, this is like a team went after that joint, and then like and then the and that's the thing too. I think that they probably not gonna do that. They probably ain't gonna do that if they was to make like a Spider-Man '98. They probably just gonna make it to where it continues like somewhere after where like he actually found Mary Jane and Mary Jane is just dead in the blue. We want to see what happened when he went through that portal to go find Mary Jane. We want to see that jump. If they do make it, we want to see that jump. And then the first thing that I want them to not do is like not woke it up. Like I said before, do not change Black Cat's sexuality. She was straight in the original '90s series. It's confirmed. You could go back. You can go back multiple times and look at in the '90s cartoons that in the '90s cartoon that she was straight. Don't change her sexuality. Keep her the same as she was in the '90s cartoon. And that's something that I highly doubt that they're gonna do. They're probably gonna change it. They probably gonna change it and mash it up with what the comics later adapted. Which that's something that I don't want them to do. I want them to keep her straight like how she was in the '90s series. Every version of Black Cat don't have to be gay, bro. Every version of Black Cat don't have to be gay. You could have like a gay version of Black Cat from this universe, from okay, Insomniac Spider-Man. Okay, that one is gay, alright? You know what I'm saying? Like that one is gay. But it's like, bro, don't make the '90s one gay just because the comics later adapted. Keep it the way it was when they first adapted the '90s version of Black Cat. Keep her straight. You see what I'm saying? Don't make her everything don't have to be comic book accurate, bro. Like if you got like a version of a character that's always been straight, keep that same version straight. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's not like it's the actual comic book Black Cat. It's the '90s cartoons version of Black Cat. So it's like you gotta like keep it the same. And that's what I mean by woke it up. And it's like yeah, like and keep the characters acting the same. That's another thing. Keep the characters acting the same. Keep it where Spider-Man constantly talks to himself like how he did in the '90s cartoon. Even though some people did not like that, still keep that in there because that was a big part of his character. He's always talking to himself constantly while he's fighting, and it's like he's talking to the people that's watching. Like, hey, look, uh, man, Doc Ock is going this way. Let me see if I go to like you know what I'm saying? Like keep him constantly, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's something that I highly doubt that they're gonna do. They probably gonna change it up, which is something that I don't want them to do. And that's that. And then look, y'all. Another thing too. Don't, and I repeat, y'all. Don't if Mark like how should I put it? Hold on, wait a minute, y'all. Alright, so I don't find out what I don't figured out what I was gonna say. So y'all, another thing too, right? Don't mess it up. Like, don't mess up like the story. They probably gonna mess up the story. One, they probably gonna woke it up. Cause I'm up here. I switch from telling y'all is the reason why I don't want them to do it, and telling them, you know what I'm saying, like what to do if they do it. which is good that I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, what not to do and what to do, because I watched the original 90s cartoon all the time when I was a kid. And I wasn't even born in the 90s, but I grew up watching the 90s cartoon. What was it? It was on Jetix or something like that, or Disney. It was on one of them channels. But I used to watch it all the time. So it's like I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. So it's like, don't try to, y'all can't tell me what I don't know. Like, I know just about like a lot in that cartoon. I've seen the part where like what was it, Spider-Man, he teamed up with the X-Men. I've seen that. And bro, if y'all bring in the X-Men, keep them the way they was. Okay, just because y'all woke up the version of them in like what was it, the 98, don't try to woke them up in like the Spider-Man junk. Keep them like how they was. Reevaluate yourself and control yourself from not keeping them how they is in this new 98 junk, and change and not Cyclops still act the same. Keep Cyclops the same as he is in y'all's new junk, cause he still act the same. You know what I'm saying? They never changed him, I don't think. Keep him the same way. But Morph, y'all gonna have to scratch that off on what y'all did in that 90s, that 98 junk, if y'all gonna do a Spider-Man 98. If y'all gonna do a Spider-Man 98, scratch off of what y'all did from that this new junk, from what y'all did to him, making him non-binary, and make it where when he come in 19 Spider-Man 98, he's not even non-binary, he's a real man, like how he was in the 90s cartoon. Keep him that way. Scratch off of what y'all doing on this junk when it comes down to from what y'all doing with this X-Men 98 junk, what y'all did to Morph. Scratch that off and change that junk. And when y'all bring him, I ain't saying within like the 98 show, because y'all already done messed that up with him. With him, y'all messed it up. Now with the other characters, now I don't know for sure. And what was it? Storm's hair should have never been changed. That's another thing. Because it still continues in the 90s. It's supposed to still be in the 90s. It's called 98 for a reason. So it's like, still, you know what I'm saying? Still keep that the same. But it's like, y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. So it's like, yeah, man, it's like I was saying before, right? Like, still keep dude the same, you know what I'm saying? Still keep yeah. But yeah, like just keep like Morph. Like if y'all gonna bring in Morph to do like another collab like with the X-Men and Spider-Man again, like how it was in the original 90s cartoon. If y'all gonna bring like the X-Men in, keep Morph, like scratch off what y'all did with Morph in like this new X-Men 98 show. And when y'all bring him in Spider-Man 98, change him to the way he was before. Like how he was in the original 90s cartoon. And that was a man. But yeah, but anyways, yeah. And but overall though, the main reason I'm gonna go back over these rules. The main reason as to why I don't want Marvel to remake this joint is because first of all, the legacy it's been too long for us to be like even trying to continue that series off, like in an official sense, because it's like, bro, first of all, I don't want them to like get some random director to do this job. I want them to get the original guy that made the 90s cartoon and the original 90s cartoon and get him to do it. Don't get some random dude to do it. Because if y'all get some random dude to do it, he gonna start changing stuff around with the characters, and like he's not gonna like keep it like how it was in an original 90s cartoon. He's gonna try to probably change Black Cat sexuality to whatever these people thinking now is her sexuality, which her sexuality wasn't like that. She was straight. So that's why I don't want them to, that's another reason why I don't want them to don't want them to do it. And the second reason as to why I don't want them to do it is the fact that they probably gonna like try to mess up. They're gonna probably try to y'all, I'm trying to figure out. They gonna try to how should I put it, y'all, man? Cause I'm trying to think. Alright. The first reason is due to the fact that like I don't want them to change Black Cat to how they trying to have her now. I don't want them to change uh keep Morph the same if they gonna collab with them. If they gonna collab with the Spider-Man and the X-Men, if they were to do that again in the in the 90s cartoon like in Spider-Man 98. I don't want them to like have it where Morph is how he is in like the X-Men 98 jump. Like have it where Morph is like how he was in the original 90s cartoon where he was a real dude. And I don't know, man. It's just I don't want. That's just something that I don't want them to do because I never thought of them. Because Marvel now ain't like how it was back in the day. I don't want y'all to get that twisted because a lot of people think that Marvel has always been the same. No, it wasn't, bro. Marvel never had it where Black Cat was a lesbian. Marvel never have it. Marvel never had it to where they started pushing more agenda stuff. Yes, it was like certain agendas that they were pushing back in the day, but it's not as much as it is now. Certain ones they weren't pushing at all. Like the wokeness with the sexuality thing, they weren't pushing it that much back in the day. That's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, Marvel is nothing like how it was. If y'all go back and watch like the original Marvel movies and all them and the TV shows and stuff, they weren't pushing that stuff like how they is now. Y'all will see a totally big difference. For those who actually got a brain that can actually open it up and stop thinking that what they seeing now is how it always was, and actually open up y'all's mind and look at it, not thinking, stop thinking what y'all thinking. Look at it for what it actually is. And like, you know what I'm saying? And like actually see that Marvel wasn't like that. If y'all go back and look at it and open y'all's mind and see for what it is and get all this political stuff out of y'all's brain and look at it for what it is and look at the story and how impactful it is, y'all will see that, oh yeah, this junk ain't the same. What happened to Marvel now? Like, why they started pushing this stuff now? Y'all gonna see. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's, I just named y'all like two reasons as to why I don't want them to do it. And the third reason or the fourth reason is basically the same thing. It's like, bro, I don't want them to remake this show. Not remake this show, but make a Spider-Man 98 because anytime like the stuff that they're making with the 98 stuff, it's a continuation of the original trilogy. It's a continuation of the original show. So it's like, bro, it has to be. Cause I mean, like what is it? The Cyclops that they got in this new cartoon in the '98 junk, it's the same '90s Cyclops cartoon. It's the same '90s Cyclops from the original X-Men cartoon. It's just that like they got a new voice actor. You know what I'm saying? I mean, unless like they still got the same guy that's playing them, I don't know. But he did do a line. You know what I'm saying? There was a callback. You know what I'm saying to like the original 90s cartoon, which I'm glad that they did that in the X-Men 98 jump, which I'm probably not gonna watch because of what they did to Morph. It's like, bro, I don't want none of my characters changed. I want them the same. So it's like once somebody changed something like sexual, like the sexuality or the gender or the race or the anything that matter, I'm not gonna watch it because it's like, bro, I like my characters the way I grew, the way everyone has grew up, like that, seen them evolve from the start should be. Nick Fury was a white man and they did change him black, but it's like the reason why people like Nick Fury is because and didn't have a problem with Nick Fury is because it's Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson fits that role. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So him being Nick Fury ain't really a problem. And him being black ain't really a problem. But when it comes down to these other characters, like, I bet y'all if the same people, if they would have changed Black Panther white right now, I bet you everybody would be roasting Marvel right now on the internet. I bet you. If they would have changed uh uh Chakala or whatever the guy's name is, the character that's supposed to be Black Panther. If they would have changed him white, I bet you everybody would have been on a riot right now on the internet. But it's like when it come down to these other races now, it's like they don't want they be alright with it. But it's like when it's all of a sudden a black person be changing to white, everybody got a problem with it. It's not fair. That's not fair, bro. See, bro, I like when I like if you gonna talk equality, be mad when like when a character was originally white and they changed him to Hispanic, or be mad if a character was originally Hispanic and they changed him black, or be mad if a character was originally black and they changed him white. The originality, that's what we need to go off of now. It's like, but they don't want to go off of that no more. And it's like people gonna be confused because kids gonna be like, why in the world I'm looking at like a Black Panther now that's white. I'm just using for example. I'm looking at a Black Panther now that's white, but it's like the original one was black. What's going on? They gonna think that if you take a kid and you say that that's the same character, they gonna be like, well, why is he black now? Why is he white now? Like what's going on? He used to be this color. He used to be that junk. The ones that's like 12 and all them, and then the ones that now a kid that's 10 or something or 8 something years old ain't gonna really know. But it's like a teenager something, if they grew up, you know what I'm saying, like how I grew up, seeing like the character always being originality from the original source material, and they see like something that's being changed, they gonna think that something is wrong. And that's what I think. So it's like, and that doubles down to like what I was saying before. It's like, bro, I like my characters to be the original. Like, not like in a sense of like, you know, they got to be old time and this is that. No, you got to update them. You got to update these characters, but it's like you don't change the original aspects of them. Like the fact that like I don't use for example, the fact that Miles Morales likes Spider-Gwen, don't change that about him. The fact that that Spider-Gwen is an actual girl, don't change that about her. Now it's people I've looked on the internet, it's people that saying that she's cisgender or something like that, where like pretty much the doctor pretty much gives you like provides you with like your gender and whatnot, which I don't get why. Like if the doctor gonna provide you your gender anyway. I mean, if he see that you a dude, he's gonna say that you a dude. So I mean, like I don't get why like people. I don't get why that's called cisgender. I mean, if anything, everybody will be cisgender. Cause I mean, like, and this is from what I looked at, like on the term cisgender. Cause I looked up, it said that she was cisgender, and I'm like, bro, what the world? Like, that's a woman. That's not no cisgender. It's just that she's a woman. She's an actual girl. She was born a girl, and she grew up being it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why say that she's cisgender? It's weird. Like, I don't get that. But yeah. But anyways, though, y'all, right? Like, yeah. But doubling back down to what I was saying though, right before, it's like, man, I don't want them to do like no Spider-Man 98 because I'm afraid that Marvel gonna try to tear it up. And that's the thing, though. Shout out to Double Dragon 912, but. And I know this video gonna be like a long tangent of me ranting and stuff like that, but this is something serious because I grew up with the 90s cartoon. Even though I was born in 2002, I grew up watching the 90s cartoon of Spider-Man. I grew up on Christopher Barnes as Spider-Man. I grew up on Josh Keaton as Spider-Man. I grew up on that stuff. So it's like I know what I'm talking about. Like y'all can't tell me, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes down to this, because I do. I watched the joint. I could go back and I would literally watch all the 90s Spider-Man over if I could. But it's just that like I gotta go on what was it, Disney Plus to go watch that junk, which I don't get why like they got I don't get why like I don't know, man. I feel like Marvel messed up when they gave the rights to their junk to Disney. That's what I think, man. I really do think that. And it started with Disney, and now it's like spreading all over, like to anything that's American, that's from America now. And it's like, bro, now like the best thing that you could watch, the only thing that you could watch now that really doesn't have like no political stuff in it is Japanese cartoons, Japanese animes and stuff like that. They don't really have that much stuff in there like that. And y'all gonna argue, well, oh, of course they don't got it in there like that because those countries don't support that. And it's like, bro, I don't care, bro. At least they focus on like telling a good story. At least they ain't focus on all this little pushing a narrative and pushing a movement and stuff like that. It's like, bro, I don't care about that when I'm watching the show. All I care about is seeing the story. That's all I care about, seeing a good story. What you trying to push a certain narrative to me for? I don't care about that junk. It's like, bro, your show trash at that point to me when you pushing that junk. When you pushing that junk, it's like, bro, you could look at the old shows from back in the day. They didn't push that narrative. They just focused on the story itself. They just focused on the connections between characters, on how to improve characters. They didn't focus on like, oh well, she used to be straight. Let's make her gay. They didn't focus on that. They kept them the same. If a girl was straight, they kept her straight 99% of the time. Now you got like a 55% chance of like your character probably being the same as it was before because of all the stuff that they be pushing out. So it's like, but that's why I don't even deal with nothing that comes from America no more. That's why I always go to the anime and stuff. Anime to me is better than superheroes now, because it's like all superheroes do now is just push like the narrative and stuff. And I ain't talking about no My Hero Academia. Don't even try to bring up saying, well, oh, My Hero Academia is superheroes. I ain't talking about them type of superheroes. I'm talking about the superheroes like Spiderman and all them people like they originally originated from America. Them superheroes are being woked up now. All of them, just about. I'm just glad that they kept Spider-Man the same, because man, if they changed Spider-Man, bro, I would have gave up on the Spider-Man series. I'm just being frank. I'm just gonna be frank with you. Now they do got a Spider-Man that do roll that way, but it's like it's not Peter Parker. It's a totally different version, and that's what they need to do more often. If you gonna make a character that way, don't change them. Just like make a whole different character that rolls that way. You see what I'm saying? It's like I don't get that. But yeah. But those are my thoughts though. Like and through my rant, and y'all can see why I don't want this show to be made. I don't want Spider-Man 98 to be made. Okay, they got a X-Men 98 that's coming out. Okay, cool. But it's like, don't try to continue like every single 90s cartoon and name it 98. I don't want Spider-Man. I don't want no Spider-Man 98, bro. I want Spider-Man the 90s cartoon to stay the way it is. Like, I don't want them to like continue it, because if they continue it, they gonna try to put in some woke stuff like I said before. And it's like they're going to change it around from how it was in the original 90s cartoon, when you're basically using the same version from the same universe. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, from the same time period. So it's like, don't try to like change that version. Just try to change another version or change something else. Don't try to. And that's why I don't want them to do like a Spider-Man 98. And I know it's gonna be people in the comment section down below talking about something we don't care about that, but I care about that, because I know that Black Cat